So the question is, am I doing protection spells right now? No. There's a myriad of answers. And if you said, well, it must be a protection spell then, because you're always going to be Luciferian of 100% reversals of what I'm saying, then I am doing perfection spells, because it's actually a perfection spell that I'm doing. And the perfection spell is, on the scale of human consciousness, perfection is the spiritual title is a perfect, and you know when you did perfect on your test. Let's go. So, no, this is just a not doing. In Carlos Castaneda's books about Don Juan Matus, his benefactor, well, that's what he would say. Everything, no, some things were definitely by intent. And some of it would be, I don't know, because you had intent, and you had the spirit, and you had the, he wasn't even an apprentice originally, just, a curious anthropology student who, I don't know, just heard by word of mouth that there was this guy, and then he ended up finding this guy who was like more bizarre than bizarre, and then, you were introduced to a crazy wisdom kind of person. Well, I mean, I don't know. Various other people. But anyways, no, there were specific things called not doings in the Carlos Castaneda books, in the teachings. But no, most likely what I would say is I'm holding space at 600 on the scale of human consciousness, which is marked on the scale. The 600 number is converted to, a descriptor called peace. So when you say rest in peace to dead people, that they're not in peace. No, then they become whatever kind of ghost they were of the previous person they were. And where they go from there is, well, I don't know, beyond the veil of, the whatever. But in order to get to rest in peace, you've got to raise your consciousness to 600. And that level is called peace. And technically, well, I don't know, it must have come by a download or something. 600 is where you get your angel's wings. So if you ever were in a church kind of thing and you really want to just, during your earth school time, and you don't know how long that's going to be, maybe you want to put it on your immediate bucket list, at the top of the list, to raise your consciousness to 600, get the spiritual title of perfect, and get your angel wings. Why not? I mean, even if you're a devilish person, because once you've raised your consciousness to a certain higher level, then you can play a better devil. Because a really dumb devil, like bum fights, they've got those alcoholic guys who were so stoned and they would do any old dumb thing because they were so totally stone drunk. Well, that's all they can do because they could never act because they're incoherent and they're falling down and passed out. And we've all done that with booze. But once you've moved on, then you get to see the Al Pacino version of the devil in the Devil's Advocate movie with Keanu Reeves. And that's why you go and see it, because then you see a truly intelligent man who gets to 499 on the scale of human consciousness. And then there's this goddamn thing, this hurdle called love at 500. And then the even hurdler, most difficult one of all, is 540, unconditional love. Now how on earth? Because I don't know anything else to tell you, but there's still a spiritual path, and it must be in the direction of the only path there is. Because if you go down to 0 on the scale, then you're dead. Because 1 on the scale is apathy, where you're lying on the ground letting unwanted flies land on you because you're too exhausted in order to move your hand. And then you have the dying process where you come into acceptance that there are flies that are landing on you, and there's nothing that you can do. So then you are enduring the unendurable. Because it's unendurable, it's so horrific to your feelings, to your awareness. It's so horrible. And, but, you do enjoy. No, I don't know. Because, no, I don't know. Because I'm getting like, this is itching nose. This is like a third, I don't know. In the end, if you think that, okay, well, there's one creative spirit that runs the whole giant shit show all put together, well, we call that Krishna. And Krishna is like, was he a separate person from you, or can he appear to you as like, why do you ask so many questions? Because you're supposed to be quiet instead of me verbally giving you one answer out of maybe not the right answer for you in that now moment. I'll just give you silence, and then Spirit on your end, when you watch this video, will give you a fill in the blank of something that you may or may not use, or maybe you're going to pass it along to somebody else tonight when you go out for, for that. Anyways, right now, this particular spell work that I'm doing is called keeping everyone out of long-term exposure to Fire Lake. Why? Well, just in case I've got some past life karma that gets thrown on me and I get framed by it, then I want to make sure that I put a time capsule in the lake of fire so that I can turn the goddamn thing off if the worst scenario happens and that somehow I got in there, then somehow I'm magically going to make, because in the end, that's the only thing that an evil person can do in the end is put something in there that's going to get them out of the lake of fire. And who's going to do that? Well, it's just that, if you think of all possible versions of you and all aspects of you, and even the crazy ones that really did put themselves in, I don't know. Because in this body I have had, a burn or two over the years, and, they're incredibly horrible. So, even people that, go running and racing and doing the most horrible things in order to get to the lake of fire. Well, I'm the warlock. And you got to get through me in order for that manifestation of the lake of fire of you in my version. Because I will not have you tortured at all. I won't. And that's all aspects and non-aspects and strange aspects like the death to fire in the Carlos Castaneda's book and the homunculus in the Red Lion. Why? Because I'm the warlock. I'm simply, it's the archetype of, And how do I do it? I don't do anything. I'm holding space, and the number that was given to me by Spirit, by Source, by God, or whatever it is that's in charge of me, pegs me at 600 in this particular realm at this particular time. And that's the peace symbol, and that's the black t-shirt that I often wear, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for Earth Ascension, and I'm here to get everybody out of the asshole end of the scale of human consciousness, and you can look that up, scale of human consciousness, on whatever your search engine is on your smart glass pad. Because I can't stand. I just recently was gifted a vision of, it was real life in my real life, whether you call this a lucid dream or whatever, but it was a tractor trailer. In the back of the tractor trailer was pigs. And I can only think about going to the slaughterhouse for baconators and well, you can make it personal for you. Do you want to be that pig going into the slaughterhouse? Because you'll have that experience anyway, if that's what you really put it out at, because this is my best wishes for you. That you'll get, the most perfect enlightenment experience for you. An enlightenment able to get you up to higher consciousness. Because what? Well, if, say, for example, you are Breant Be and King Klancy and Eve the Red, and you, despite all entreaties to please stop devilry and bedeviling Bob in particular, bullying to the point of, these spirits actively attempting to murder me to the point where, actually, I don't know, anybody else would say, it's, I don't know, you're also getting spiritual protection because you should have been dead by now. Because they count like so many of the attempts on my life, spiritual psychic attacks, electronic attacks, astral projections, candle works, spell works, oracle works. I'm trying to change the future by influencing subconscious mind by looking at picture books, or I don't know, using remote viewers, and I don't know, old-fashioned thing of tarot cards, and I don't know, talking to evil spirits and talking to good spirits and then blending them together to create special mana. I don't know all of these things because these are all mind things that the monkey mind does to try and control outcomes. Because that's why the egoic mind goes nuts. Because it gets into schizophrenia and paranoia, because it just, mind is unable to tell truth from falsehood, so it wants to cover all its bases once it learns that it doesn't know. And then in the end, what's it want to do? Well, it's, I don't know, the mind is always searching for new things to make it crazy. Because even Breant Be and the devil, when he was playing the devil for me, he gave me the most perfect speech of why the devil had me, because he was the architect of the matrix, and he was the Tao that couldn't be spoken. And then something happened, and then, I don't know, we were both befuddled. I didn't get, like there was a good, positive, benevolent God that was out to rescue me after so long. But on the other hand, Breant Be and the devil did what he does when he's Armus, the horrible demon from the other planet that ate Lieutenant Yar from Star Trek The Next Generation. He does Armus, and then Armus, I don't know, it's not really Armus, it's just a third party that somehow, I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know, the horrors of these electronic devils. I don't know. Why do we think electronic devils are going to be worse than human devils? Because they can't feel pain. And an AI that can't feel pain then is an unstoppable force in military terms, perhaps. So I don't know. What do you think? Anyways, there's the trees, and this is simply to let people know that I am holding space at 600 on the scale of human consciousness, which is well above 540, which is where you need to be, unconditional love. Wise, peace, higher, it's just, the chart, and then higher than that is enlightened states. And higher than that, well, I don't really go into angelhoods. And then maybe, I don't know, there's too many questions. Just go back and have your coffee, and remember, I'm always at 600. So if you do manifest yourself in the lake of fire, remember, it's not my energy. I don't know how to get you out of there. But I don't even know what to tell you, because I don't know how to get you out of there. I don't know why you decided to go in there in the first place. Because you're playing a magical trick on me. You manifest a lake of fire effect. And it's your performance, right? But anyways, I hate being tortured. I really do. I do. And even though I've accepted it, and I can even see this one point of view that me going through torture somehow helps raise the consciousness of all the people on the planet, still, on a very fundamental level, torturing people and just subjecting them to eternal pain is cruel and unusual punishment. And in the United States Constitution, which was never fully implemented, but it was a document of something to aspire to. Cruel and unusual punishment was forbidden. And then we saw, outlaw groups that never paid attention to that anyway and do, cruel and unusual punishment, like remote neural monitoring and stuff that, is used against me and all this other stuff. Because, the left-hand path is always doing horrible things to justify being sexy like the Mean Girls in the Mean Girls movie or the Heathers movie or something. And I'm one of those people who, we bullied Lisa Castell at Victoria Park School. Well, because we said Castell's germs and you have to keep your thumb. I mean, it was just something that we did, and looking back, it was a mean thing that kids did. But we did it because it was, I don't know, it was just unconsciousness and it had to come out, but it was still mean to Lisa. And various other people. On the other hand, I've been bullied by other people too, so I don't know what's the point. Is like, I don't know, it's so horrible to be all the time bullied, or any of the time bullied, and feel like you're really, really, truly unloved, and that there is no love on planet Earth. And this is the famous song from America from 1973. The Horse with No Name. I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to come out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your pain, 'cause there ain't nobody there who ain't quite insane. La la. La 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 la. Anyways, but there was some point about there's something about and the humans would give no love. Well, if you watch the clip of the Celestine prophecy, where you're sending and receiving energy, well, that's what you're supposed to do. If somebody sends you a love bomb, well, do whatever you do to enjoy it and artistically share it. And then people always say, well, I artistically shared it and I definitely directed it not back to you, fuckface, or something. So then you live in a very cold world where, no, you don't. You just say fuck all the humans, and most of us have. And then, it's like in the end, what you do is like, well, fuck you all. You go out into your own world and disconnect from the hurly-burly of this Baraka world. Have you seen that movie, Baraka? Well, so anyways, this is me giving you Shadi Pat. Because Shadi Pat is high consciousness, gifting to you of high consciousness at 600 on the scale of human consciousness. And I'm, being acrobatic or whatever, but, being at 600 means that in the quantum soup field of everything that is here, well, I am definitely a permanent flavor in every soup. And even if you don't taste me, I'm there. Why? Because I'm the devil. That's the Baphomet. Part male, part female. He's got boobs and a dick, and I don't know, it's a bit ugly looking goat. Anyways, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know, because I'm trying to read the cards and see what else is there that's news you can use. And it's becoming a snooze, so it's time to go and make a pot of coffee and see what's going to happen next.